Welcome all to the present time. I'm going to just give my glimpse about the holistic learning. Why we are holistic learning? Is it a learning related to any particular type or any thing? No, it is learning, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Welcome you all to the international webinar. This is my first international webinar through AIEF. Uh, I am a AIF Global Master Trainer and that is in Nigeria. I am conducting a teachers training group. Almost there are 75 to 80 teachers I have trained, and I'm a founder of Sri Abu. It's a techno school where we teach the 21st century skills to the students. Presently, we are into artificial intelligence and clubbing of robotics. And today's webinar is about the holistic learning, where the why this holistic learning has gotten so much of importance and what is the characteristics we are going to see as a teacher strategies and UNESCO. Why UNESCO is insisting on holistic learning. Okay, the first of all, I honor you all for giving me a special time here, and you have joined here. It's a great honor for me, as all legends and so many people have joined me. Thank you for that. And I'm going into the thing. The holistic learning, when it started, and what is the purpose? The holistic learning is an approach of a teaching where the educators to address the emotion of the child, social, ethical, and academic needs. All of us know that the clubbing of social and ethical and academics plays a vital role because morning
Measurement is beta. Very bad.
more thing the emotionally the children is playing a role nowadays. When the pandemic started, we all reacted in a great way that how we are going to overcome as an educators, and we started an online. Now it is being into a hybrid teaching we moved in. This is how the holistic learning is giving us the knowledge that the present scenario positive approach we will be going on in holistic learning. When did it start and who started? It started already. It started in the 1980s, mid of 1980s, and the North American Miller in it was implemented 2004. He emerged this, and the mechanistic way they have been doing this because that was an industrial time. Industrial approach was done throughout because the specific study was made. The children during the last 32 to 40 years, they studied only major on the work. They wanted the job, they were moving into that. For the past 10 years, what happened is that they started doing the learning methodology based on their development and their wishes. That is what new education policies emerged in it. The second thing what we are going to see, why the 21st century is learning is more important. The more importance is due to the encourage the children in all the skills they have. Science and social is clubbed nowadays, so that only we are having lot of people emerging into different two criterias. The management students is also there, the science student is also there. Means they are ready to overcome their way, because a scientist is not only a scientist nowadays, he is also a best marketer. This the holistic learning helps them to do this. And the kind of teaching what we are going to give them is not to restrict them inside the walls. We are are making them to work and collaborate in a way where we will be encouraging the child to do experiments and explore. A small thing I want to do now, it's an activity interaction we will do. When a child wants, when we ask a child to bring a water bottle, okay, we are just asking them to bring a water bottle. What the child will do? Any answers from you? Bring a water bottle.
Hmm.
When we ask them to bring a water bottle, what the child will do? And not there are, we segregate the children in different ways. That a child who is holding a water bottle, he'll just bring with the full of water. That is what the children, the water is the word they consider, so that the, yes, child will bring it. Thank you, so be the Gobi sir. The child is ready to bring a water bottle. It doesn't think that the water bottle is having half the quantity or full
అవును.
quantity.
పెళ్లి చేసుకోండి మళ్ళీ కాంట్రాక్ట్ చెప్పాలి కదా మొత్తం.
Okay, the child will just bring the water bottle. This is the normal way. But in this holistic learning, we will help the child to understand when we are giving a water bottle to others or a guest or anybody, we are in assisting them, the water bottle, how to present the water bottle to them, and why we are presenting like this, and what is the need to behave in the managemental way and environmental way. This is the main thing why we are into the holistic learning. Holistic learning is a combined form of two people. It is an educator and a parent. So two of us collaborate here to make the learning for the children. This is worldwide now. It is not only in the holistic. Worldwide this has been established because now during the pandemic there was a chance for the children to combine together with the parents after a long time. Because when we were children, we used to go to school, we used to come back, do our homeworks, do our sessions like that. But during this pandemic time, parents also had a view over what is happening to the children, which did not happen to us when we are a student. And the list of countries, the topmost countries we say is that the Finland is number one in education, Norway, Belgium, Netherlands, everybody is plunging into that because of the education quality they give. They probably 100 percentage these countries follow holistic learning, and they involve in the students, and they say that simply they said we are building the culture for the student, and we are making a student, an adult, to be a well educated manner person. This is what is happening in Finland, Norway, and Belgium. I hope there are international speakers also here. They would have experienced a different style. Each of us, each of the country is following different styles in NEP. That is new education policies is in all the countries, and sustainable studies is going on in each and every country according to their needs and according to their implementation. Mainly we are doing only languages insisted in all the thing, tongue. The why it is a mother tongue, the understanding, the interaction of a child will be very good in this particular point, because the mother tongue plays a vital role for our children to understand anything easily. And we culture the children in that way from the environment where they are. Because if I am in India, the Indian climate is going to affect me. At the present scenarios of Indian politics, everything is going to give me a connection there, that I may have a different scenario to look over. If I am in Nigeria, I have a different scenario here, and the way of teaching methodologies is that two types is similar in some and far away in something. The practical sessions will be conducted in their own methodologies, even though we have a systematic scheme. That is what holistic learning gives you a very brief hand. Make your curriculum to understand your child in a clear way, that to develop him according to its needs. What is the UNESCO's approach here? They are emotional, imaginative today. Encourage them. In Korea or anywhere we see, because in Korea, Sri Lanka, China, when we see that the children are very good doing in robotics. Why it is? They have a longer session in them. Longer session means the school timing is different for them. The teachers doesn't sit with them, the teachers assist them. When there is a wrong made by them, the teachers say that okay, that they analyze what you did and how you are going to rectify. There will be a group clubbed by the children. The children are allowed to sit in Korea or in Sri Lanka for long hours to know what is the mistake they did. That is what debugging. When we are talking about robotics, we say it's a debugging, or coding, we say debugging. Here we are making the child to cultivate it from its mistake. As that UNESCO's approach is that the effective and comprehensive. When a child is resisting to talk, what will happen? There will not be any use of communication is not there, means how the child is going to establish its views. That is the challenges nowadays most the children have. What they do is that they just sit in before, and now also in online classes, as a teachers we face the hybrid different type of learning, which is half the classes in online, half the classes in offline. So online and offline, when we are clubbing them together, we are not able to follow which child is understanding the better way, which child is going to give me the effectiveness what I have taught them, and the child's capacity to intake the particular topic or the content, what how I am going to grade them. In holistic learning, this will be done by the way of SAFL. That is what in India they have introduced SAFL for the different age groups, how the content is understood by the children. And for that we are going to give them the grading. This is only to know the content of how much the child has understood. And why the holistic learning is playing a vital role, we say, is that there are different aspects to be added to that. Mainly the thing is academic intelligence, spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence, and social intelligence. Okay, there is a question for all of you. A boy who is grown in a same environment, and he goes to a different environment for his upper education, what all the difficulties he will be facing? Everybody in the chat, or you can unmute and talk. A child has grown in the same environment. He has not moved from one that place from his childhood. In his adolescence, he is just moving for his upper studies. What will be the difficulties faced by him? Anybody in the chat, or in unmute and you can say. Peer pressure, language, climatic change, as languages, social, culture, emotional. When there was a study made for mainly on particular topic with what we are talking now, what happened is that the child was depressed because it was moving from his house first. Yes, change in environment, that is from the house, the change of environment, because the child is pampered inside the walls of the house for so long years, and it moved to the hostel. The clubbing with the other children, the movement of the other children or the attitudes affected them a lot. Next, the main criteria they said is the food. We miss the food. We are not able to intake waters here. This happens whenever we even move from one particular place to other, because our mindset and our emotions not get along with other students. Yes, What is happening is that the emotionally we are that, okay, I eat this particular food, this is my food, the mindset has come into that, and the child is not ready to move until for 3 to 6 months. Its mind has to say him that yes, we are not in our house, we are outside, we have to manage this, we have to do. That is what the child has to be taught. That is the environmental adjustment. Yes, ma'am.
चला जाता
The main four things what the UNESCO is saying is that make a child to be an eco-friendly child. The child should be doing all his activities by understanding and teaching himself. Yes, he can do that. That is a life skill. The leadership quality we are going to develop in them, and the character development. We can see, some children, we, even though they are well matured, anything, adult, okay, we will be from a good background of family, he will have all whatever he needs, but the child develops an insecurity. The child is not ready to open up. Then what is happening is that there is a low back. The child's the development of the child in any, even in an education or in an earning part or in a sustainability, goes back because he is reserved in somewhat, because the freedom he had is restricting him. That is what holistic is teaching the children from the lower ages. Learn to understand yourself first and cultivate yourself. And the in holistic, mainly there is one more activity. Everybody used to use yogurt or curd. I'm using the two nominal words, curd and yogurt. And we also use the milk. Okay, in science, when we are going to science, what we'll say, the milk is transferred to curd. How it is transferred? We use the physical process word that milk is a liquid. From here, it is changing to a curd as a semi-solid. It is not a solid, it's a semi-solid. The chemical reaction is taking place. A child will ask us, how you are going to show me the chemical reaction? That is the 21st century, where we are going to use our ultra microscope and where we are going to do a live demo. What I have done, it's my own real practice, I did that. I asked the child to make a curd and keep it aside for 7 days. Preparation of curd takes only one day, the one night. Okay, they made a setting for a curd or a yogurt. And what we ask the child to do is that how the bacteria in it is going to be seen by you. First day he noticed that no change in it, it was very fine. Second day the child said the light yellowish layer is starting up, the water layer, the water is separated, we can see it very clearly, and that is getting light yellowish color. I asked the child to find what is that, why that water is up, because he said the solid is sedimented down and the water is on the top. Okay, this is the first learning we gave. Second thing is that the third day and the fourth day, the child said, the child is very eager to say it had a bad smell starting, ma'am. Why the bad smell is starting? Then he found that the layers are getting a white colors in this. And the seventh day, totally the child was able to say that the sour taste is seen very clearly, it's bittering, the bad smell, and the fungus formation, bacteria. This is how I thought for the primary five. So the child is involved in this to know the plus, how it is a beneficial for in 1 or 2 days. The food is very good for a human being, even though it is not refrigerated. This is how the child is going to be taught as an environmental and the life skill of the child. So even a child is going out of as an adult, what we do, we even sometimes forget, don't we doesn't drop the yogurt or the curd into the fridge, we keep it out, means immediately it will be coming. Welcome, sir. This You are a chemist. I am a industrial chemist. Welcome you to the board, sir. The main thing is that we are going to teach the children how we are how the each and every process is taking place in their life, and we are not going to dump them with the same thing. We are going to give age wise knowledge in the holistic, and I am here presenting you the advantages and disadvantages develop around us to the adults. This holistic is going to give you a knowledge till you grow as an adult, well mannered, well behaved, and ethical person. And we are involving here as spiritual also. Each and every person has their own spiritual thoughts that also is cultivated in a child, because when I was studying our school, you're not able to hear. Ma'am, can you please rejoin? It will be better. Hope everybody is able to hear me.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
audible. I am audible. Audible.
Yeah, ma'am, thank you so much. Usha Rani, ma'am, I have attended a lot of your webinars and I am a follower of you, ma'am. I have read your some of your lectures also I have heard. And I'm back to holistic learning. Holistic learning in advantages, what we are done is here is that preparation of the people for the century. See, here now at present the pandemic is not at same. We are in the on the nook of, but last 2 years what we faced is a different scenario in education, while not only in the education, lot of in a family style and income style. The child who is ready to come out of it, we have to encourage them. That is what all the country governments are giving them aids. Okay, you have this one, this particular organization is going to give you whoever has been suffered by the pandemic. This is a encouragement to make the child to come back to the study from the depressions and motivating a child. Everybody is not in the same way to motivate a child. For small children we pamper them. For an adolescence, they are in an adolescent stage. So as a teachers we have to move towards them to the stage, because we cross that stage not before 50 years or 20 years. It is only 15 to 10 years difference. We cross that stage, we know how we felt. The main thing is that in adolescence in the present 21st century is mainly on what, it is mainly on the development of a new era, that is a technical era. Exo technical, they are more technical, they are more coders, they are training themselves, they are beating up a bush to come out to fight, to lead the competence, to say I am the winner. Each and every child is now a big coder. Each and every child is able to do the debuggings very well. They are doing an analysis. If something is wrong, what they do is where I did the wrong. It is being analyzed by the children nowadays, by a group of community they form along them. In when we are talking about these things, holistic learning, there we when under before under what we used to do, one particular subject we started. Okay, if a person is going to be in a physics, if a person is to be in a chemist, they were specializing it. Now the polymath, we call a person who is a more graduated in different subjects. A person can be a MBA student, a person can be a chemist, a person can be a good advertising personality. What we do is that we call they come into a frame of polymath. This we are how they are going to establish them, that we are going to motivate them in a different channels. Different channels is going to give us one clear information that the intellectual personality, intro personality, whether a person is an introvert, everything is going to come out.
देखिए सारे बुद्धू इसको सब
This
पीपीटीज
what
बनानी
is
आती
being
है
developed by the holistic learning. This is what has been encouraged by the holistic learning, and new policies of education is also stating this. And in traditional method, even in gurukulams or English methodology, when it is studying in Indian style, they gave importance to the what the child needed. It was done in the before centuries and all. We had lot of innovators. As a chemist, there is a family. who is in the periodic table, the father, the mother, and a child, all got Nobel prizes in the chemistry. Their names is in the, any guesses? It's a very famous family. In periodic table, we have one whole family who has got Nobel prizes by their inventions.
Yeah, mainly Mendeleev periodic table is mostly popular in our chemistry. Without the knowledge of the Mendeleev table, no student cannot improve in chemistry.
Yes, the why it is so, because it is a clear, there is a clarity in that. We have made the periodic table that according to the number we have grouped them according, okay, which has to be placed, atomic structure, how it is going to react, whether it is a reactive or non-reactive elements, everything. We have, when we take a class on holistic learning, we are going to frame the children to communicate in all the aspects. Okay, if we take a leaf, uh, there are benefits. Let me go for the benefits of the holistic learning. Here we will be discussing the things, that is the 21st century. We said the creative thinking we are going to involve with them. Is creative thinking more needed? Yes, it is more needed, because when a teacher is going to deal with a student may be doesn't like the teacher or the way of the presentation or the way she is behaving. But a teacher and a student should have a strong relationship. Why it is needed is that for free understanding, and intakes will be more when there is a bonding between them. That is what teachers mostly we used to we are proud to say ourselves as a second mother, and the children are away from the house for that particular hours, and we are giving, even one teacher is going to take because in Finland, from zero to primary, okay, that whole session they are, it is handled by a same teacher. It gives the teacher a very good knowledge to understand the child, and the relationship is between them is very good. The teacher is able to analyze the child and give or show a path to the parents and the child. You can choose, you are well versatile in this, you are very weaker in this, you have to develop here. You can go for another thing which may suit your character. We are there, they are building the main thing of good, educated, well behaved humans to the society. The relationship should be very strong. Why we are insisting this, that there is a gapage. If there is a gapage, then the child's future is in our hands, we are responsible. That thing is to be in our teachers mind, that we are not only teachers, we are a facilitators to them, and encouraging and making the confidence in them. Yes, if a mostly we used to say this, no, when a child falls down, immediately we say, hold on, let him get up, because there he is not supported by any other people, means he knows what to do. He is, his mind is, his neurons is giving him a very clear knowledge. Get up, do this. Where did he learn this? He learned from the surrounding, because the child is understanding what is being done by the surrounding of it, and it just plays a vital role that, okay, if I fall down, I should rub myself and I have to wake up. Otherwise there is a drawback. Then only when the child is slowing down in this process, we as the teachers and the parents, we should concentrate what makes him to delay in this. The main thing what as a teacher or a parent we are going to perform here is the nature, mental and emotional child being. If a child is slow, a teacher should not say you are a slow learner. Why didn't you understand? Please explain me where you didn't understand. How should I help you? These words will make a miracle in the children to reflect in their emotions and their daily routines, that so that the teacher empathy could focus on the effective listening to the child and the child to us, and the techniques and the literatures we observe on them will be very clear for them. And this is the strategies what we follow is main three strategies. As a teachers, we should be very strong in that, the relationship, confident incorporation and emotional thing we are developing in them. And end point, what I want to conclude is that yes, we are becoming a balanced and well-grounded person. Social culture theory is paid into them, roles of emotion education is paid, and humanism. Why humanism, this holistic learning is giving. Yes, when a man is not in a right proper way, he is going to lead the society in a wrong way according to his mind and according to that. So only we are saying that from the childhood we should train a child, or we should guide a child in a well behaved manner to make them a best and the world or psychologically fit person, economically fit person. To even we are as a in holistic learning, holistic learners, they will be our development people. They help others, because in 2020 there was an relationship suggestions were going on, and there was a circle of forums were going on. Why there is a drawback between different types of cultures of children, and they said that if the holistic is going to be in, then all will be in the same boat, and there will be no cleavage. The understanding will be very good. The thing what they are going to give us, the feedback what we get, or how they are going to react. See, when same boat, everybody is in the same boat, what is going to be there? We are going to stop the revolutions. How the knowledge spread throughout is the same, the development is the same, so no hits and falls will be seen by them. And mostly these things is going to happen in this 21st century, because their child is very good in what he is understanding, how he is going to react. The significance of holistic learning and the characters thing is that the child is developed from its birth. And any questions? And one more thing I want to give you is that any child is asking a question or anything, we will be ready by what we are doing and what will be reflecting to the children. So as a teachers and as a professors already, we are well trained, and maybe some of my knowledge I have shared here. If anybody wants to share, please share your knowledge also. I welcome everyone to share. Whoever wishes to share, unmute and share your knowledge too. I am posting the Google form for the certificate here. Please share your views.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
how do we know this is 21st century?
Ma'am, presently in which century we are?
No, ma'am, I'm Subhashri. Ma'am, how do you know this is 21st century?
But how do you calculate your centuries? Can you give me this one? I'm not going to give you the answer. You are going to give me the answer. Okay, what presently how you are in 21st century we are talking. Okay, how you calculate your centuries?
100 years together is known as century.
Okay, so if I am going to say 1980s, then what is the century we are going to say?
90s.
Is it so? No, it is not. Any answers, please? No, 19th century, 1980s. I quoted you 1980s. So it will be what century? Hello, Subhashri.
Miss, will it be the 19th century?
Ashvi, can you tell me which year it is going on? It is 2022. Yeah. Means 20 centuries have gone. And we are in the century that comes after 20. That is 21st century. You got my point?
Yes.
See, this is how the child has to be. We are not going to give them the clear answer. This is known as they are not aware how to say the centuries. Means we teachers are responsible to say them. Yes, this is the century, and how the holistic learning is going to happen to them is that we will say them. Yes, 18 means it is a 19th century. We will be talking about. And if it is 19 plus means we'll be talking about upcoming is a 20th century. So we are not going to give the child a clear detail. We are not going to give the child a clear detail. Instead of, we are going to give them the knowledge to understand how to calculate it. Am I right? Any suggestions on this? Wait for a minute. Let me pause the Google form. Google. This is the next slide I'm going to present. This is a Google form. You are anybody is wishing to give your wishes, please give me any suggestions to move on. Hassan sir or ma'am, any more suggestions as am I right in my way, or how to be moving on with the holistic? Any live examples we have, can we share here? Let us make it a present webinar.